Hi, everyone. Hope everybody had a good holiday. It's a Friday, the day after Christmas, so it's already over. Um, Thanks for all the support I've been getting. A lot of people from the gaming community have subscribed to me. Already, this channel is probably bigger than I've ever imagined. It's definitely the largest following I've ever had. So thank you for everybody. I appreciate all the comments and likes I've been getting. Um, when I really think about it, I'm surprised I even have this much support. So I'm thankful for that. And the title of today's video is going to be "Don't Date, Just Game." And I'd like to start off by saying I'm not fully opposed to dating in any way, shape, or form. I think dating is an important aspect of life. So every guy's got to do it. Um, but what I mean by don't date is really just don't feed into or really really don't feed into or be a sucker in today's dating market, because the dating market of today it's really rough. It's for some reason, from my understanding, from what I've experienced, from what I've heard in discussions, podcasts, debates, and just seen from my own experiences, that the dating market is really controlled by a majority of women. And what I mean by that, and what we've all kind of seen, is that a large majority of women are controlling access to who gets dates and who's not, who doesn't. And the guys getting dates tend to be a smaller percentage of the top men. And there's probably some truth to that. But then again, there's lots of men who are married and things like that. And what I have to say for that is, I think no matter what type of guy you are, if you stay committed to your dating journey, you're eventually going to find a woman you want, or a woman you're willing to settle down with. It's probably just a matter of time, but at times it could probably feel hopeless and pointless, and things like that. And I think that's part of where gaming comes in, is when you're at those points in life. Um, I will always more so be an advocate of fitness, though. Um, One of the top questions I get, whether it's in game, or people who've messaged me, or some people who have left comments, is things about fitness, and it tends to be older guys who are maybe not super advanced in their fitness journeys and things like that. But I guess one of the messages I'm going to be trying to share on this channel with the community of guys I get and people who are listening to me, I want to reinforce these ideas in the back of your head so they come out in your day to day life, is definitely fitness, and it needs to be weights and cardio. I think too many people are definitely focused on the weight aspect of things, and then honestly, if you do too much cardio and you don't do enough weights, you're not gonna look the best you could be, because you want to build some solid muscle, and all that's gonna come down to diet and nutrition. And I'm not gonna go too deep into that in this video. So, yes, balancing your fitness in is something also I'm a big advocate in. But you go to work every day and then you work out, and then you have this time left over after that. And often that's time you probably give energy to, house projects. And one of the things is going to be dating, talking to women, and things like that. And I think men as a whole need to start pulling back on that energy they're giving women, especially women who they're not married to. and women who aren't giving them any types of commitment in return, or any situation or what anything like that. So I think men are at a disadvantage and women are empowered because there are guys out there who are lost, who are who's trying to who are wandering around and things like that, and um they're giving a lot of that time and energy to people who don't appreciate it, and that's not a good thing. And hopefully a lot of these guys are in the gym working out, I would say a minimum 4 to 5 times a week. Uh, and then after that, they might be lonely, bored. We've all been there. I spent most of the holiday alone. Luckily, I have a very small family, just a couple of siblings left in my family, and I'm grateful enough to have been able to spend some time with them. But I know there's some guys out there who aren't married, who don't have families, and they find that time alone, and they're probably reaching for like women out there in the dating art market, and they're just getting shut down, and they're feeling a little burnt or empty. We've all been there as guys. And I don't care how jacked you are, how attractive you may or may not be, there's always a guy reaching for some type of woman who pushes him down because she's got so many options at where she is. So there's always that. So I think this is where, and what's not talked enough is, this is where gaming comes in, because there are men who are developing their careers of professions, giving their energy to all these things in their life. And then once that's all done, you know, you might have time in the day left. Not always, maybe it's just the weekends, maybe it's certain days during the week, but you'll find yourself with empty time. And that time, if it's not used in a way that is at least stimulating, productive, or whatever, it feels like a void, and it can make you feel depressed when maybe you're really not. It can make you feel bored. And the first thing I would tell you to do then is go work out if you haven't. If you've already worked out, I'm also a big advocate of saying, like, read something. Read something that's good for you. Don't read something, read anything, but hopefully you're reading something that's enjoyable to you, and worth your time. And if you did that, because me, I can only read so much in a day. I like to read in short bursts, and after that, I've had enough. But it's really calming. I would say get into something like meditation. I got to drink this pre-workout. And if you've meditated, you don't have to meditate hours on end. I think good anywhere from like 10 to 20 minutes of meditation is very respectable. So you got everything taken. Then there's time for your game. And this gaming, preferably a sociable game where you can engage with other people, it's great, man. Christmas night after I got home, I think I was in a position to feel very isolated or something like that, but I just turned on the game, fired it up, and talked to some people. And maybe that's why some women hate guys who game. Maybe um maybe they see it as a threat, you know. I think it's often labeled as like childish or an immature or something of that sort. But as long as you don't let the game suck you too far in, and you maintain a balanced life, like what I always talk about, hey, I say it's good for you. And And yeah, just to leave it at that, to say just my message is health is wealth. Enjoy your games, find ways to appreciate your games and stay balanced. It's about 11 o'clock over here. I'm going for a 13-mile run today. I'm gonna try to go 13. The most I've done recently is 10. The most I've ever done was 26. I think it was last summer I did 12 miles. I tried to eat, I tried to eat a lot last night and I ate pretty good this morning. So I have enough fuel. Lots of times when you run far, if you don't have a pit stop like every mile where somebody's handing you drinks and what, you gas out on like calories and it can be hard to keep going. So and it's pretty warm today. It looks like it's gonna hit the 80s today, and that could affect how much you can run, especially if you're depleted. Can have a huge impact on your pace. But I'm gonna go for it, and you know. So my message is, especially to the single guys out there, hit the gym. Make sure you're reading a book. You're not alone out there, man. We all are feeling an impact of what's going on with social media, dating apps, and all those things in different ways on different levels. So, you know, instead of wasting your energy all the time on dating and stuff, pick up a video game you enjoy and do that instead. And that way there's going to be some equilibrium overall in the market because if you pull yourself out of the dating market and focus on yourself for a little while, there's a girl out there that would have been counting on your energy, you taking her out on dates and all these things, and she's going to have to fill a void and maybe settle for a lesser man. And over time, when that happens enough, I think it'll be better for everybody. Enjoy your day. Bye.